I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't had to die to meet the devil.
I remember I was only 13 when I met the demon. Gave me a deuce and a bundle of cocaine. Told me to sell to my people, make sure you keep them fiending. If any try to shoot you, make sure that you leave them leaking. He said,
I'ma hold you down when problems pop up.
how you got me moving this dope? Want me in lockup? He said,
Don't you want the Benz vertible with the top cup?
Yeah.
Stop bitching, get in that kitchen, let it rock up. Bitches love the dope boy, especially when it's lock up. I know you know Ron.
who the plug from by the block up?
I'll tell you a little secret, make sure that you keep your mouth shut. Ron got a Lexus, crib in Philly and Texas. Trips to the Bahamas, just got a whip for his mama. He fucking up them commas, be honest, he seem decent though.
I hear you, but I just seen Ron about a week ago. In fact, he ain't looking too good. His knees is kinda slow. I asked him why the struggle. He got stuck up for his bundle, but them 6 hollow tips in his legs what made him crumble.
Bitch, he got a house and mama is living good.
Said the feds took it all. He right back in the hood. I see you try to play me. You gave us crack in the 80s. Made us abort our babies and making hoes out our ladies. I know you got me gravy, but Satan, you must be crazy. It's gonna take more than them cars when to amaze me. I seen niggas shoot for the stars, but being lazy. Never get their head at the clouds, so you don't faze me.
I guarantee that you gon' regret it. Remember I said it.
Nah, you could dead it.
What you saying? I can't win?
Nah, devil, nice try. So until we meet again,
I ain't had to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't had to die to meet the devil. I ain't religious or superstitious, but we been getting fucked and put to the side like a mistress. Police patrolling why? Because prison became a business. Then forgiveness, we think that it's alright because we got public assistance. If this ain't hell, dog, what is this? Where was all lives mattered when they killed Osama? There was no peace talk like the Dalai Lama. Bush dropping bombs saying he gon' bring the drama. They got justice, man, they even caught the Boston bomber. But when we ride, they send the military in armor. When we fight oppression, then our people die a martyr. You reap what you sow, some people call it karma. When Christ return, y'all gon' get this harvest like a farmer. Don't tell me don't bring up the past no more. They still trying to settle the score with a side of Shakur. I changed my life and I'm just trying to live life right. But at night I look behind me and see flashing lights patting me down. You got nothing that's poking me right. I don't smoke or push pills, I gave up my vice. So Mr. Officer, why you wanna take my life? And your honor, why you gave our homeboy's life? I've been wondering why you shot our homeboy twice. Pussy with a gun screaming out that he got a knife. He came from Habibi's spot, it was chicken and rice. Shit's trife, I'm just giving visuals like Skype. Ash Brown, a cock girly, Eric Garner, Sean Bell, Philando, Alden, Sterling, Jaquan McDonald. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. I ain't had to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. Eyes of the devil. I ain't had to die to meet the devil. I ain't had to die to meet the devil. In the ghetto, given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. I pray for the demise of the devil. Lord knows I despise every devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil and said, I pray you die, every devil.
Bust their head.
ODing on the beat, Narcan flow. Got my... We outside. We outside with it. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in the store, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. I got the world in the palm of my hand. One west sleeve stretch, do it live on the gram. Had a whole world viewing, click and subscribe. Had them niggas off the block, tell them shooters they want a job. I just put them on the payroll. When I get control them, I just mold them like they Play-Doh. Soldiers giving Halo, trying to get up at them pesos. 40 cows send you out of space, Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, leave you all boxed up, all cause my delivery. I be on that prime shit, take you time to get with me. Got me like Vladimir, treat you like the Ukraine. Raid your little city, now you boating like Usain. Scope costs more than the rifle, I got new aim. Fresh kick, spit with the blick, not my shoe game. Used to have a dirty 30 tied to a shoestring. Now I got that Ruger 5 and 7. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in the store, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in the store, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. I don't talk hardly, be there when you call me. Send them Philly clippers at your head like a baldy. Chopper get to roaring down your block like a Harley. No, this ain't a big hog, this the big dog.
In your city, swinging through the jungle like it's pitfall. In the water wading, marching to my cadence. Big bursts of thunder in my hands like I'm reading. Shitty little combat sounds, but I ain't playing.
Look 'em in the eye before the war like a weigh-in. I'm up in the AM, politicking movements with that Draco from the vid because it's proven. Waiting on my brother how to bid, he ain't do shit. That's how life go. Win some, you lose. Seen a little nigga beat a big nigga out his shoes. Seen that nigga come back, pull up with a gun strap, rob everybody outside, told him run that. We outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in the store, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, yeah, we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. My Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. It's one west for that bag and we outside. Outside, yeah, we outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in the store, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. We outside, and we outside. Outside, yeah, we outside. We outside, yeah, we outside. There's one west on them corners and we outside. We outside with it.
Alright, this is Rude Speech, man.
Okay.
Homie, I've been...
There's a king that's coming back to save our people. Now, we should be preparing ourselves for the return of our king, not stuck up in these denominations and religions that's destroying our people and destroying our nation.
So when we are in this kingdom and our brother and sister is doing wickedly in this kingdom, we must tell them, look, the world is expecting you to stay docile, to stay stupid.
That's what Christianity teaches our people. Teaches our people to hate one another and love the oppressor. Like, we'll never forgive one another for anything that another brother or sister do to us, but we'll forgive the oppressor in a heartbeat. There's something wrong with that, man.
Imagine living your life as a whole Christian your whole life, and life's good because you're a Christian and Jesus is white and everything's going great, and there's a landslide and the earth opens up and you go downstairs and you walk through this place and you see a black Jesus, man. Why is Jesus Christ black with an afro in the catacombs, man? This predates the Renaissance period.
So when you read the book of Genesis, the trees in the garden with other nations, a leaf, what are the leaf fruits of a tree? The cover of the tree. So Adam took the covering of another nation. What's the covering of another nation? Their culture, So when the Most High saw him and said, yo, Adam, where are you, man? Why are you? Don't mean I can't find you. He was like, who is this nigga? Where are you, man? I don't know you.
Okay. So the Ba al Banya Yasha'ala wa Amarath al Hamma wa Idea Yahweh. The Ba means speak. Al, when it's joined with something, so al Banya means what? Unto. Right? Excellent. So al when it's joined with something means unto. Banya means children. Yasha'ala is Israel. So unto the children of Israel.
Like if it's one thing a hoe gonna do, a hoe gonna hold. But you ain't. She can't hold if there's nobody to hold with. And the thing she said at the end, where she said, I went back and I lied to him, and he still wouldn't do it. And then she threw up her hands and she said, well, he'll just be a brother. That's what he need.
That's
brothers.
right.
If we have more brothers, hoes like her wouldn't have no outlet.
There was a man in the land of Oz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright.
There you go, the man called Job. I think Job is what, that afflicted. And that man was perfect and upright, meaning what? You can be perfect, man. Job was a man like everybody else, man. Job wasn't no angel, he didn't come from the heavens, and that man was perfect, meaning what? You can be perfect in the Bible. Being perfect is in the Bible.
Had fringes on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith that y'all know Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain above 50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause them niggas getting foul, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow.
I just float with it. Fuck what you did, I'm at your throat with it. You can learn something, take a note with it. Dedicated my life, I took an oath with it. For the blood of my brothers, we don't do no switching. I run with who I run with, ain't no clicking. Try me, do you done with no decision. Lead a scene like a Mack truck with 4 collisions. Pose everywhere, but they ain't gon' vote dissing. Coming at you live and direct, I don't do no dissing.
Hey, shalom, Israel, shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Baraka Thumb to all my brothers. Yahweh Shema Allah Thumb Bashem Yahweh Shai to my sisters. I hope y'all can hear me too well. I'm seeing the sounds coming through. Most High in Christ, Most High in Christ. All right, welcome to Real Time Revelations, the show hosted by myself, Officer 500 Ra'awaban. I do this show every Monday and every Thursday from 6 p.m. UK time. We run for about an hour. We go, we talk about what's going on in the UK, the latest topics, and talk about, why this applies to Black people. Like, what do we need to get out of what's happening? All right, today's story is, of course, you've seen the, groups in England, white supremacist groups in England, that yes, they're in England, it's not just the US. They're absolutely all over England. It's just they're a lot more covert. But they're being exposed right now. There was recently a story with another media company, Channel 4, was exposing another far-right, white supremacist extremist group. Now we have ITV, who has exposed another one. This one is a fight club. They are preparing themselves for a race war. All right, that's even ITV. No, that's exactly what they're doing. All right. Now, shalom to everybody that's watching. I see y'all. All right. Shalom to Kayala, shalom Princess. Yahweh Shema Thaba Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, Most High in Christ. Let's see who else we got. We got Kapaba now, shalom sis. Yahweh Shema Thaba Shem Yahweh Shai. Got Dolphus last, shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. All right, let's see who else we got. We got Kayla on the TikTok. Let me check if there's anybody else on the TikTok. Most High in Christ. All right, we're good to go. So let's get into tonight's story. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen. If I stop sharing and share it again. All right, so this is from just a day ago. All right, this is from a day ago. You see here, Wednesday, the 12th of February. ITV News, right? Inside Britain's fascist fight club. Secret footage shows far-right group preparing for race war. All right, so they again infiltrating these racist white supremacist groups. And this group in particular, all of them are preparing for a race war. All of them are preparing to oppress Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, and also other nations which they just don't like. All right, you have a lot of East Indians they have beef with. Anybody who's not white, they is ready for all-out war. All right. Now, this video right here, this first one is essentially the full breakdown. For time's sake, I'm not going to play that one. It's like an 18-minute video. I do encourage you, of course, to watch it in your own time, but there's some short videos throughout the article that we'll go through. All right, so let's see right here. Now, that warning, this does contain, language that some people might find distressing. This contains truth. It contains truth about how your oppressor feels about you. Right? So let's get it. A white supremacist group masquerading as a fitness club has been secretly working to build a far-right militia. All right, let me zoom in on the text so y'all can see a little better. It's a little small, so like it. Let me zoom in. All right, that should be. Let me see. I probably want to do one more. Y'all can see that too. I am also in Christ. So, a white supremacist group masquerading as a fitness club has been secretly working to build a far-right militia, holding training sessions in plain sight. An undercover investigation by ITV News has revealed how Active Club England is following a blueprint established by neo-Nazi networks in the US and Europe. So this is all over the US, it's all over Europe, it's all over England, it's all over the UK. All right, they have that what's known as Active Club. That's what they call it. That's what they call themselves, hiding in plain sight. All right. They're using extreme fitness and fraternity, which is another word for essentially, brotherhood. You have these frat groups, and it's essentially, they build camaraderie and brotherhood towards one another, while they all exercise and gather weapons and get ready to unalive Black people. All right, so they use extreme fitness and fraternity as a front to recruit and radicalize members for a so-called race war. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. All right. Hey, Shalom, I see in the car, Shalom says, Yahweh Shemala thought about Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, so let's get into it. So ITV News has uncovered how a recruitment drive in the wake of the 2024 summer riots attracted dozens of new members. And it says dozens. It says dozens here. I don't know if we're talking about dozens. When it comes to this oppressive, we're talking about hundreds. It might be dozens in this one particular group in this part of England, but there's these groups all over the country. That these riots and everything going on with just race tensions. For anybody who's been paying any sort of attention, we know that tensions between races has been growing. It's been growing a lot from the Palestinian protests, from, you had far-right protests. That's what it's referring to here, where in the summer, there were riots from white people who were rioting because people were unalived. I believe it was the Southport riots. There was a couple of riots happening in the summer. The Southport riots, Palestinian protests, all manner of things were going on. I've seen certain cities were on fire, literally being burnt down. Right? There was all manner of civil unrest throughout England. All right. It says, by capitalizing on social unrest, the group expanded to more than 100 members, with one branch drawing enough new followers to begin fortnightly train sessions at a park in Vauxhall. All right, South London, just steps from the MI6 headquarters. So good night. So they are holding training sessions fortnightly, which fortnightly means what? Every other night? Every other night, they're holding training sessions in South London, in Vauxhall, steps away from the MI6 headquarters. So nobody's investigating for that. If anybody you don't know what MI is, that's your that's your spies, your central intelligence. All right, let me look into it. MI6. MI6 is the Secret Intelligence Service, right? You can share it right here. The Secret Intelligence Service, commonly known as MI6, which is military intelligence. So you have this far right, this white supremacist group. Let's just call it what it is. This white supremacist group training fortnightly right by, the Central Intelligence headquarters. And you're telling me, it took ITV to investigate and uncover this. It took ITV News to investigate and uncover this racist group. That's crazy, man. All right. Amongst its latest recruits is a convicted violent criminal, previously jailed for a knife attack in a supermarket. The 28-year-old man who calls himself Glenn but who ITV News has identified as Jay Barlow. So that's his real name. He calls himself Glenn in this group because I need to share back to the article. Slightly, all right. This right here. So he calls himself Glenn because, of course, in this group they have aliases, so you can't find out who they are quite so easily. They all have aliases. They go by different names. So even when you get caught, well, you caught Glenn. You didn't catch Jay Barlow, but ITV News identified Jay Barlow. All right, you've been found out. It's tough. He joined in December, weeks after he was sentenced for separate offenses. All right, so he joined very recently, just a few months ago. All right, he's currently under probation conditions and must regularly attend a thinking skills program as part of his rehabilitation. So they're saying, he was a violent offender. I think he attacked somebody who was not white. That's who he attacked and attempted to unalive with a knife. And now he's out on probation and attending thinking skills programs. You need to stop thinking this way. Meanwhile, went and joined this group that thinks exactly that way. So on one side, he's attending these programs and, he's being rehabilitated. He no longer thinks this way. On the other side, behind closed doors, he joined this group where he can, he can train and prepare for an all-out race war. All right. When confronted by ITV News, he denied any knowledge of the group. We're gonna get into it. All right, let's see.
Glenn, we're confronting a member of a secretive white supremacist group.
Right here. This is the violent. Let me see. The convicted violent criminal who was jailed for a knife attack. These are dangerous oppressors. All right, and he's joining this group and he gets caught out right here.
Glenn, we're confronting a member of a secretive white supremacist group. Can you tell me about Active Club England?
A violent criminal who's served time for a knife attack.
How does your attendance to those Active Club meetings fit with your probation conditions?
Now he's messaging.
He's saying, well, how does your attendance to these meetings, to this group that's clearly a racist organization, how does that, how does that align with your probation? I thought he was attending thinking skills program. This brother being a little, I don't know if this is a brother or not, but he being a little, a little snarky with it. That's British humor. All right. So he's saying, does this align with your probation? This don't seem like, it seems like it might be a violation.
With your probation conditions.
Now he's messaging the network of which he's part to share with them that they've been unmasked. Active Club has had a presence in America and Europe for 4 years. Tonight we reveal it's here too and it's growing. On the face of it, fitness and fraternity are what drive it. But since the summer riots, we've been watching the group's growth and hearing its descent towards violent, racist rhetoric.
So it's big. It's big in the U.S. It's big across Europe. It's in England, and they've been building and growing, and they just market themselves as a fitness group. It's a fitness group with all Caucasians. Now, of course, nobody is monitoring this or picking up on this because nobody polices white people. White people don't get policed. So they organize this group. They radical. They, building their own militia. All right, and using fitness as a cover-up. They're being unmasked right here. All right, let's play on.
Watching the group's growth and hearing its descent towards violent, racist rhetoric.
And you'll find wherever you actually look at white people, because they don't get policed at all. The police is too busy, putting black people on the matrix. For those of you attending a few classes ago, I think 2 classes ago, they're too busy, racially profiling black people and stopping and searching black people. Whereas if they took a second to actually look at these white groups, and they call us gangs, but they see a group like this, and they're not seen as a gang until they're investigated. Until somebody goes in there and like, let's keep an eye on these folk. If they were actually, being policed, this would have been found out. They right outside MI6, right outside the headquarters of central and secret intelligence. That's what I'm saying, man. Nobody polices these white folk. But this what happens when you actually look at what they're doing.
Go back to where you come from, you.
Right?
That's what I thought, you nerd. Off back to where you come from, you.
Preparing for a race war steps away from MI6.
I've got about a grand's worth of throwing knives and axes on the way, and I've got a bunch of bows and as well.
So this devil has about 1,000 pounds worth of throwing knives and axes and a bunch of bows as well. They're gathering weapons and militia like this. This is a straight up, army that they're building out of brotherhood and the hatred of everybody who's non-white. Of course, especially Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. Because when it comes to this oppressor, he hates you and he doesn't even know why he hates you. Like, he hates them East Indians because they come over here, they disrespect the country. They it's a Christian culture. They building mosques everywhere. He hates them. He kind of has a reason to hate them. But us, he just hates just for the love of the game. Because we have done nothing but build this country. We were enslaved by this country. He just hates us just for the love of the game. So of course we're included in that. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it. So this man is, a bunch of all these different weapons.
More than 100 hours of undercover footage recorded by ITV News tell the story of how this fascist fight club has radicalized and recruited for a race war.
So that's the first video. So they're recruiting, through a race war, or they're recruiting for a race war, right? So let's read on the article. Active Club England has become one of Britain's largest white supremacist groups, with at least 8 branches across the UK. So there's 8 different branches across the UK. I believe I've seen one that said Active Club Scotland, Active Club. They are all over the UK. That's what I'm saying. It ain't just dozens that were recruited. It might have been dozens that they're saying was recruited in England. But we talking across the entire UK. They have 8 branches that have been uncovered so far that they're aware of. I'm sure there's plenty more groups as well. We talked about patriotic alternative the other week. If we as Black people, we need to be aware that these oppressors, they don't, they haven't changed. The Bible says war is in his heart. All right, they what's the word? They rally together when it comes to oppressing people. When it comes to getting ready to unalive people. Like we talked about the other guy in Patriarchal Alternative. He said the final solution, or the solution to the problem, was just to unalive everybody who was not white. So white people become the default race. That's how these people feel about you, man. They're getting ready to unalive everybody who is not white. All right, it says 12 meetings secretly filmed by ITV News between October 2024 and February 2025. So they're meeting regularly in the matter of what? 4 months? In the matter of 4 months, they've had 12 meetings. And that's just in Active Club England. They meeting regularly to, figure out how they're getting ready to unalive Black people, to unalive Hispanics in the UK, man. To unalive anybody who's non-white. All right, it says it shows a change in language from offensive jokes about Adolf Hitler. So they start off joking. They when you join a group like this, even for an oppressor, they testing the waters. They'll start off joking, but that thing, when they allowed to be their true selves, when they don't have to, as we said last week, when they don't have to code switch to tone down their whiteness, you'll find that thing very quickly descends into discussions about the use of weapons and open declarations about taking power when the opportunity arises. And we all know what that means. We all know what taking power means. Because the oppressor is in power. If I didn't know any better, I would think, the current Prime Minister of England is a white man. Keir Starmer is a white man. So-called King Charles. They're in power. So what exactly do they mean by taking power when the opportunity arises? What do they mean by that? Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know if y'all can figure that out. Put it in the comments. What do y'all think they mean by, they're declaring that they're going to take power whenever the opportunity arises? Y'all let me know. All right. The network is making plans to rent a permanent indoor space in London to practice knife defense without getting arrested. Interesting. Knife defense without getting arrested. What does that mean? What does that training consist of? That means, They're going to be using knives or you know, taking knives off people. Like if they see somebody with a knife, they know how to. That's what they're saying. All right. The network is making plans to rent a permanent indoor. Oh, we just read that part, like here. 2 of its members have discussed pooling resources to buy 10 acres of land for the group. Like, good night. They're over there buying land so they can, you know, practice in secret how to unalive people with all these weapons, with all these throwing knives and axes and bows. That's what they're doing over there. Adolfo's last, he put, you know, when it comes to taking power, when the opportunity arises, it sounds like unaliving blacks. That's what it sounds like to me. That's exactly what that sounds like to me. When it comes to your oppressor, the only way he knows how to take power, your oppressor, you know, he believes in democracy or whatever when he's already got power. When it comes to taking power, ain't no democracy. He takes power through bloodshed. That's how your oppressor takes power. That's how Britain became one of the biggest empire, the biggest empire on the face of this earth. They take power by unaliving people. All right, let me see. Let's see what we've got here. Despite the group's claims it's peaceful and legal, the ITV News investigation has sparked concerns about safety. Yeah, you know, we're a little concerned about the safety of this group. They're saying very clearly that they, you know, gathering weapons and trying to unalive anybody who's not white. I think there might be some concerns about safety. All right, so we said Neil Basu, former head of UK counter-terrorism policing, says it's clear these are people preparing to commit acts of violence. They're absolutely preparing to, as Adolphus last said, unalive blacks, to unalive everybody who's not white. So they are preparing for war. Meanwhile, black people, we think everything's all hunky-dory. We think, you know, we all equal and it's an equal country. Nothing like this could be happening in England. Listen, we as black people need to gather together and we need to be ready for a war. Not in this sense where your oppressor prepares for war by preparing to, you know, go on. He's preparing to attack people. We as black people, when we teach in the ISUPK, we need to learn how to defend ourselves because we are constantly under attack by the likes of Active Club England. We are constantly under attack. So we learn how to defend ourselves. For this person here, someone in the TikTok said, aren't your people in SA, I don't know what he said, my SA, is that South America or whatever, doing the same thing? We're not doing the same thing. We don't plan to attack people. We keep the law, statutes, and commandments of our God, which tells us not to murder. We're not permitted to commit these acts of violence that these oppressors are ready and willing to commit. We train to defend ourselves, to defend our nation. These people ain't defending nothing. They are going on the attack. That's the difference between us and them. All right? It's a vast number of difference, but that's, you know, for this person who says, well, aren't your organization doing the same thing? Yeah, not at all. All right. Let's read on. Most meetings follow a pattern. First, an hour of high-intensity training where members are expected to meet strict fitness targets. Preparation is claimed for future violence. All right, so they're preparing for future violence. All right. And another thing, like they're preparing for violence against the people who haven't committed a crime against them. So that's another thing. If you want to try and compare us to this group, we are preparing to defend ourselves and we serve our Father. Our Father will give us justice. We don't do anything of our own volition. We don't just, you know, prepare for future violence. We're preparing, you know, for justice because there's a people who has committed a great crime against us and has never, ever, you know, been held accountable. Hey, shalom to Priest and Officer Mariah Allah Shalom Adawan Yabashim Shabkata. All right. So let's read more about this active fight club. I think that person who's talking, I think he might be in that group. Someone said, please tell me you're not Christian. We are absolutely not Christian. Absolutely not Christian. We are damn near the opposite of Christianity. We destroy Christianity every day. All right. Let me see right here. It says Nakas says, so like you say, if I may, in my criminology class, it was said this: it's easier for Esau to get black. Let me see. I think you might be still typing because there's a character limit. All right, let me know when you to get. It's easier for Esau to get black. I think it's black people because they know they can get away with anything. Yeah, that's facts. See, it's easier for black people to organize these groups and so-called hide in plain sight because for one, they can get away with anything. You know, whenever they charge, they don't get the same charge as a black man. They always get, you know, a slap on the wrist and they get let off easy with what some what was it this man got let off with on probation? On probation with let me see. With a thinking skills program. You know, you're doing a thinking skills program. All right. But anyway, let's read on. All right. So most meetings follow a pattern. First, an hour of high intensity training where members are expected to meet strict fitness targets. Preparation is claimed for future violence. Within their first 6 months, new recruits are required to achieve a 60-kilogram flat bench press and a 110-kilogram deadlift or face expulsion. So if you don't make these requirements, you have to be capable of lifting these heavy weights, or you're out the group, because they are preparing an absolute army in there. Like that's damn near, that's military training. They are training a military to commit acts of violence. All right, guidelines circulated on Telegram make clear fitness and robustness of mind, body, and spirit, and not just expectations, but core pillars of our worldview. And again, what do they mean of robustness of mind, body, and spirit? What do they mean by that? That reminds me that patriotic alternative where that Martin talked about, the only solution is just to unalive everybody. And we're going to have hearts of steel in order to do that. That's what they mean by robustness of mind, body, and spirit. You need to be willing to unalive people without mercy. And that's your oppressor. That's how your oppressor has always operated. Don't think because he wears suits and tie now that he's any less of a barbarian than he has always been. All right, let me read on in this article. Let's see. So members regularly took part in boxing training sessions where they had to meet other strict fitness standards. And it says it's often after these sessions in cafes or restaurants where ideological discussions play out. So they in cafes and restaurants having these conversations about getting ready to unalive people. Interesting. Again, they in plain sight. ITV News has documented a clear progression towards extreme and openly violent rhetoric in these conversations over the past 6 months. In October, members of the London chapter laughed about black on black crime. They're laughing about, black on black crime. Members were recorded saying, I much more enjoy it when they unalive each other, because one gets unalived and the other gets life. It's like two birds with one stone. And that's exactly how, your oppressor feels. That's exactly why they put us in these circumstances which breed, criminality. They breed gangs. So that, when one black person unalives another black person, one's, unalived and the other gets life in prison. That's how their system is built. It's built to destroy black people. And we need to see this. We need to see that this is this is their tactic. This is their plan. And we are allowing it to play out. We need to stop allowing this cycle of violence towards one another to play out, where they're killing two birds with one stone. All right. So they later went on to claim that black people have hive minds and that white people are more intellectual. Well, good night. Good night. Apparently, white people are just so much smarter. They're just so intelligent. Apparently so. Forget about all the inventions that black people made and the fact that, through slavery, where they claimed all our inventions, there were many things invented by black people. There's some people with the highest IQ of black people. I'm saying like they are not more intelligent than black people. They just always feel they're superior somehow. They whether it's whatever, they just always feel as if they're superior, but they are absolutely not. You contending with God's chosen people. We are the greatest people on the face of this earth. We're smarter than everybody else. When given opportunity, we excel further. All right, let me see what we got. Oh, you said cry about oppression. I'm pretty sure there's space for you in Africa. Plenty of black leaders there. Yeah. This man is definitely part of that group. Somebody find out who this man is. He needs to be, on this list with Jay, whatever his name. Yeah, he definitely, in the active club. He was doing boxing lessons last week, I'm sure. For a simpleton, again, they claim they're more intelligent. We are not African. Black people, so-called black people from the Caribbean, we are not African. We were sold by Africans to your people. But Africans are not our people. We come from a completely different bloodline. You knew anything about the Bible, I'm saying? So-called Africans come from Ham. Black people, you talking about blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, we are the children of Shem. All right? Like in the Cass's concept, people fail to forget that we are not the unalivers. It was the oppressors first. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. Y'all think that we are the violent, gang members and criminals. We only learned gangs of you, of the Italian mafia and the mob, and watching all these movies. We get indoctrinated by your people. Your people are the violent people on this earth. Your people are people who have oppressed and what's the word? Oppressed and stole land from every country, oppressed every nation on the face of this earth. That's your people. Y'all are the violent nation. All right. It says by November, they become comfortable using extremely racist slurs, discussing their violent ambitions and the use of weapons. Yeah, your people are the violent people. They got real comfortable real quick using extremely racist slurs and discussing violent ambitions and the use of weapons. One member boasted I got about $1,000 worth of throwing knives and axes and bowls. That's what we just watched that part. Let me see if this video.
They discuss a plan to rent an indoor gym where they'll be able to bring weapons.
I got about $1,000 worth of throwing knives and axes on the way, and I got a bunch of bows and archery bows.
Archery is nice.
Right. Well, that is definitely for when we. Yeah.
They're saying, that's definitely when we get this building where we can, do whatever we want. And we ain't out in the public, so we know how to, just do boxing. Definitely bring all those weapons so we can train with these weapons, train to unalive everybody. That's what they're saying. Bring all them weapons when the time comes. They're gonna seize that opportunity.
Good luck kneeling down, guys. White power. Oh, you come that way.
Y'all heard it. White power. Yeah, good night. All right, so Neil Basu says, as a police officer, I would find that very disturbing. After watching ITV News recording of these discussions, I'd want to monitor that individual very closely. You only need one of those people to be very dangerous. And he sounds like one to me. Yeah, of course. Of course he sounds like one. He's bragging about having all these, $1,000 worth of knives and throwing knives and axes. This man is a very dangerous person. He needs to be investigated and thrown in prison for conspiracy to commit acts of terrorism. You're talking about white power. This is a white supremacist group. This is a terrorist group. All right. And then but this is what they're saying. We're here to defend ourselves when the ish hits the fan. When the ish hits the fan, after the ish is all over, there's going to be a power vacuum. And someone needs to step up. We're here to take power whenever the opportunity arises. So when this whole thing descends into an all-out race war, which is absolutely prophesied in the Bible, there is going to be race wars. Nation will rise against nation. Let me get that real quick. All right, this is in Luke 21 and verse 10. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There's going to be a race war, and they are preparing. They are preparing to attack. We as black people, we cannot be left defenseless when they're preparing to attack. They're not preparing to defend. That's not what they're doing. That's what they say they're doing. We're just defending. That's not what they're doing. They're preparing to seize and take power when the opportunity arises. They're on the attack. All right. Let me see. You know, nation should rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. All right. That's absolutely prophesied in the Bible. All right. Let me get back to the article. By January, some members were openly discussing their personal history of violence. Someone was you know, I was done for bottling somebody. Another bragged, I bit an Albanian guy in the face. Like, good night. Yeah, your oppressor is absolutely barbaric. All right. Active Club doesn't look like most far-right groups. It operates with a decentralized structure designed to foster both secrecy and resilience. So, you know, in this one, like, they all use fake names. The decentralized, you can't actually find out who's the leader of this group. Like, it's all very secret and very hidden. All right, let me see what we got. I'm gonna skip parts of it for time's sake. The network, which, let me see. Let me get this here. Although individual chapters worldwide take different stances on issues such as the war in Gaza or the election of President Trump, all remain committed to the network's core ideology of revolutionary white supremacy. The network, which hails Adolf Hitler as a hero, like, good night. They say Hitler was a hero, was promoted in 2021 by American far-right activist Robert Rondo, who fled to the US after being accused of rioting and conspiracy to violence. So this is you know, another part of that group in America, and they hailing Adolf Hitler as a hero. You saw Elon Musk throw up that salute. Right? This thought process is much more common than you would think, man. Black people, we need to wake up and smell the coffee, man. Mark from accounting, you know, I'm sure you noticed over the past few months, he's been working out. You know, Mark from accounting has been working. It looks like, you know, he's been doing some training recently. Yeah, Mark from accounting is in this group and is getting ready to unalive you when the opportunity arises. That's Mark from accounting. That's Bill from HR. That's everybody, man. They are all preparing for this war. All right, let me see. All right, so let's get this video. So let me see. ITV News was questioned by a man calling himself Lance, the group's national leader. All right, so there's some, you know, a process before, of course, you allowed access in this group so it doesn't get outed like this. So, you know, this is the interview that they do to interrogate people looking to join.
Who handles the recruit? Lawrence actually screams to me. Himself?
Call me Lance. What's your religious beliefs?
In fact, it was Lance who vetted ITV News 2 months earlier. The mysterious leader who conducted a half-hour telephone interview before allowing us to join the group.
What is your ethnic background, exactly? What do you think is wrong with the country? How would you describe your...
So, you know, the first thing is, you know, what's your religious beliefs? What's your religious beliefs? You Christian? Because they all know a white Christian means white supremacy. If you are white and you're a Christian, that's you know, Christianity is white supremacy. That's what it is. So, you know, they say, what's your religious beliefs? They trying to sniff you out. What's your ethnic background exactly? Like, you know, they want a whole lineage breakdown. But of course, they will only allow whites in the organization because they hate every other race. All right. Hey, shalom to Tazna wa shalom sis Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. What and they say, what do you think is wrong with the country? Right, they exactly, you know, they try to sniff you out. Are you the type of person we want in this group? Like, because this ain't about fitness. It's about building an army of like-minded white supremacists.
Fitness. One of the major issues that England and Europe in general is facing is the mass immigration of hostile, non-white, non-European peoples into our nations.
Back in the car, conversation switches to Southport, seen as a missed opportunity to recruit more members.
With Lance only doing the screenings when Southport kicked off, we didn't get to that.
The infrastructure is getting better, and now people are like contacting and we're turning around within sort of like around 3 years.
So you see in this group, the infrastructure is getting better. They're getting better and quicker at recruiting people and contacting people. You know, their group is getting bigger and bigger, and because it's been uncovered, they disbanded a WhatsApp group. But this, you know, don't think that group is just gonna go away. They are all there. They're still recruiting and they're growing very quickly. Because that's how your oppressor feels, in droves. That's how your oppressor feels, man. The sister doesn't know what I said. It's funny because they say we're stuck in the past when we talk about racism. Yeah, they say we're stuck in the past when we talk about racism. Racism is right here in 2025. These groups are growing very quickly. All right. And she says it's crazy because no one is talking about it. All right, literally, no one, you know, they put out this article on ITV News. I didn't find any other article anywhere. Like, it's only ITV News that's covered this. Because they did the investigations. Of course, they want their numbers, but this needs to be on the news, on the, you know, on every other like the Guardian, the Telegraph, the Sun. These needs to be everywhere, uncovering, and this needs to be investigated thoroughly by the police. But I think what you'll find is you know, some of these police members might be members of this group. The police officers might be members of Active Club England. All right, let me see. Let's see what we got. They're doing boxing sessions. They're gathering weapons. They trying to get land so they can, you know, train in a bit more privacy. All right. These moments, secretly filmed by the ITV News, exposes the group's true ideology. As the photographer prepared to take the picture, Lance, the group's national leader, intervened. All right.
Finding the sessions in London.
Here is Lance, the national leader, coming into view, putting on his shoes, tying his laces.
Right, guys, before we break, get the photo of the flag.
They pose with the St. George's flag, but look what happens next. One by one, they perform a Nazi salute, what they call a Roman.
Good night. One by one, they all doing Nazi salutes, just like Elon Musk. That Nazi salute is all the way up to, you know, the president of America. Like Elon Musk did that Nazi salute, the same thing these people doing, like right in front of the U.S. president's seal. They doing the same thing. Like you'll find, you know, you'll find your oppressor is, you know, I'm saying like this Mark from accounting right here. This is Ben from down the road. They in there doing Nazi salutes, you know, they call it by a different name to, you know, hide it. They call it a Roman. Yeah, these are the descendants of the Roman Empire, which again, how did they get their military might? By unaliving everybody. All right, let me see. So somebody in the comments, Adam says it's not even from Hitler. It's a Roman thing from Rome, Italy. Hitler simply copied it. I mean, good night. Because they're the same people. That's where your oppressor descends. He descends from Rome. He descends from Greece. That's his people. He descends from Esau. All right. And what does the Bible say about Esau? Let's get it. Okay, Genesis 27 verse 40. This is the blessing that Isaac gave to Esau. You know what I'm saying, after it was after Jacob got the blessing of the firstborn, right? Because Esau sold his birthright to Jacob, right? So, you know, now Esau's crying because his blessing got given to Jacob. He's crying and asking for a blessing. Well, he didn't get the promise, but he said, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. And that's your oppressor. Your oppressor dwells in all the best places of the land because he stole it and taken it. He dwells in America, which is a land that belonged to the Taínos and the Aztecs and the Mayans, belonged to, you know, our northern kingdom brothers. He now dwells there in the fatness of the earth. He dwells in all the best places. Anything he wants, he takes it. And of the dew of heaven from above. Like he dwells in you know, the skyscrapers, like way up in the air. He went to the damn moon and planted his flag there. Your oppressor, you know, dwells in the fatness of the earth and in the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live. Your oppressor, Esau, the so-called Edomites, the so-called white man, your Romans, the people of Hitler, England, America, by the sword, that's how they live. That's exactly how they live, man. All right. Someone said here in the cast said they don't put the crime of our oppressor because they don't want them to look bad. That's facts. They hide this information because they know that they are the top unalivers. Yeah, when it comes to this oppressor, they are the biggest criminals. Trump is in office in America. He is the president, and he has how many felons? How many felonies does Trump have? Meanwhile, a black man could get a parking ticket, and you done. You was never making it as president anyway. An actual black man, not that Hamite, not that African Barack Obama, not him. An actual black man, all right, from the tribe of Judah. You ain't making it in the presidency at all. It would never happen. But you get a parking ticket and you can't even get a job. Like you get any sort of thing on your record, you was not passing any DBS check. You're done for. You can't get a job unless it's absolute minimum wage. Meanwhile, your oppressor is the biggest criminals on the face of this earth, and they are in high places of power. They are, your President Trump, your Elon Musks. I seen in the other group, Patriotic Alternative, I brought out last week. Like they're your teachers, your history teachers, and nurses. Like they're in places where they can do a lot of harm to a lot of people. Places where you would trust this to be fair and just. You have white supremacists in there. I mean, good nights. Like even the royal family, they was not happy when Meghan, who is, even though she has a little bit of complexion, she is also a white woman. Her father is white. Even they didn't like, Meghan up in there. There's all sorts of, controversy and racism that followed that. That lets you know racism is in these high places, man. White supremacy.
But then a warning from Lance, keen to draw a line between the group's private persona and public image.
But for the photos, you can't throw the Hitler salute up in a photo. You can do that in private, but hey, no Romans for the photo. We're taking a photo right now. You know what I'm saying? This is to draw more people in. You can't make it that obvious yet. You got to draw them in first, screen them, let them get real comfortable with the whiteness. Let them know they don't have to tone it down no more. Then you can throw up the Romans.
Because this is what was published on social media a few hours later. Members with their arms crossed or by their sides.
Meanwhile, they had just got done throwing up Hitler salutes, throwing up the Roman salutes. All right, let's go. Let me see. Let's skip for time's sake. Despite the common perception of far-right extremists as reckless, Active Club England's leaders have worked to carefully manage the group's public image, drawing a sharp distinction between its private attitudes and public persona. So they are high, they write, they would seem like a fight club, a fitness group. Meanwhile, they is a whole white supremacist organization there. All right, members are instructed to stay within the bounds of the law in public, knowing that unwanted scrutiny could threaten the group's survival. All right, let me see right here. If you're inciting racial hatred online in a public place with the intention of being abusive or insulting someone, you've committed a criminal offense. All right. They know that, and they're being very careful of what they do. So they're not doing it in public. They're being coached how to hide their racism. You can unleash all the racism, throw up all the Hitler salutes with me in private. You're being taught very carefully how to, keep a nice, good public persona. All right. Let's see what else we got. See if there's any more videos. So this man is Jay Barlow or Glenn that got exposed. All right. Let me see. What are the type of things that Glenn said?
Active Club encourages friendship as well as fitness among its members. Looks like an after-work drinks party.
And I was telling him why I said, like, why hasn't the leader been arrested? He's currently on probation. Like, why is this Glenn guy, why is he not being arrested? He's been exposed that he's in this group. It's a clear violation of his probation, but he's still on probation. I ain't seen no articles or no stories about him being arrested. The news is out. The verdict is out. We know exactly the type of person that he is, but He hasn't been put on no probation. I mean, he hasn't been arrested. He's still on probation.
But look for the new face in the crowd. With a flat cap, a sparse beard, and easy energy, he's making friends fast and introducing himself simply as Glenn.
You gotta get that proper.
Already at the head of the pack as they walk towards another pub. Beers, burgers, and bigotry are where the night continues. Tongues are loosened, and yet there's still something Glenn is holding back from the group.
Somebody here, this Adam on the TikTok, he's saying, hold on. He's saying, let's get back to reality. My body and bones are the same as yours. Listen, you tell that to these people who are clearly banding together to commit acts of violence on non-whites. You tell that to those people. You don't need to tell that to me. I'm not the person going out preparing to commit violent acts or commit crimes. That's not what I'm doing. You don't need to tell me. Don't be up in my comments. Tell Glenn. Tell Jay Barlow. Tell them.
Because ITV News has discovered that his real name is not Glenn, but Jay Barlow. And 2 months before we first recorded him, magistrate receiving a suspended sentence of a knife and a racist offence against a police officer. So he joined.
Good night. A racist offence against a police officer. Good night. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, these oppressors is real bold.
Joined Active Club while under probation conditions. He discusses firearms with some of the others.
Did you see in like France and Germany, it's easy to get things like AKs and like big propaganda.
Yeah, they're on the black market.
It's hard to get.
You can get hold of them. It's just annoying to get hold of. A lot of people are 3D printing now.
Yeah.
Right.
We've also.
They are discussing what? How to get guns. AKs. We're talking about, it's hard to get, so you might 3D print something. With a 3D printing these days. They are absolutely gathering an army and a militia, man. We need to get the Most High on our side. That's what we need. That's what we as a nation need to get right with the Most High. That's the only, the Bible says the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. The weapons of his warfare are carnal. And if we don't have the Most High, his carnal weapons will succeed. They have, been beating us and unaliving us for hundreds of years. We need the Most High. That's what we need. Able to defend ourselves against this racist upcoming attack.
Also discovered that back in 2018, he was sentenced to 4 years in prison for trying to stab a man in a supermarket knife attack.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he tried to stab a man. Attempted murder. 4 years. He got 4 years and he's out on probation. Let a black man do that. How much time y'all think he's getting? Good night.
And what impact has that sentence had on his behaviour? Well, in the new year, 2 months after he was sentenced, he shared a video with other members.
That's what I thought, you f***ing nerd. Off back to where you come from, you dickhead.
Abusing and chasing a young stranger who isn't white.
We locked eyes. Chasing some non-white person, saying, what are you looking at? F off to your country. Yeah, that's how your oppressor feels. What's this Adam guy saying? Defend yourself against what? Nothing has happened yet. Clearly, I haven't been paying attention. So Adam, you don't see this white supremacist group gathering a whole militia to attack black people. You don't see that? Oh no. You want us to believe nothing is happening. You want us to be, unaware and docile, so that you can just come up, when the opportunity presents itself and just unalive black people because we're unaware. I'm gonna sound the alarm. I'm gonna let my people know exactly what's going on, and that yes, we do need to, be able to defend ourselves. Someone says, "I cannot see them." Well, your eyes is closed. We're revealing them right now.
As I was walking back from the gym, and he made a funny face at me.
Later, he sends voice notes to explain what happened.
I've got an especially short temper for the non-whites. I've got zero tolerance for them.
Yeah, good night. Good night. He's chasing this man who just apparently locked eyes and apparently made a funny face. And he's ready to unalive and go back to jail for 4 more years because he made a funny face. Because he's got zero tolerance for non-whites and an especially short temper. Now, your oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. They have a bloodlust for black people. All right. Now with that, it's like we up on the time. It's 7 o'clock. All right. With that, I hope to catch y'all next Monday. I'll catch y'all next Monday for the next episode of Real Time Revelations. We're gonna bring out the next story. I'll see if Jay has been arrested yet. We'll probably get an update on the story. Has Jay been arrested? And in this next few days, we'll get that update. I'm sure we'll find that he has not been arrested. But Lord allow, I'll see y'all on Monday. Make sure y'all tune in again every Monday, every Thursday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Make sure y'all tune in for night to the scripture breakdown class. Taught by Captain Karathia. Get all your questions answered. You know what I'm saying? Get every scripture you need broken down. Know how to get the Most High on your side. So when these attacks come, which apparently, Adam in there saying they're not coming. I see it. I see it. It's on its way. In that day, you need to know, what to do. You need to know how to defend yourself. You need to know how, what to do as a nation, what we need as a people. We need to return to the law, statutes, and commandments of our God so that our Father is with us to defend us. When these oppressors and these devils and these other nations come against us with all manner of different tactics and weapons and all manner of, militia. The police is already doing a good enough job as it is. Right? When you get the public involved, good night. All right, but with that is my show. You know what I'm saying? I hope to catch you on next time. Next time, make sure you tune in the scripture breakdown class. With that, shalom, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Baraka Thumb to all my brothers. Yahweh Shema Allah Thumb Bashim Yahweh Shai to all my sisters.
I just float with it. Fuck what you did, I'm at your throat with it. You can learn something, take a note with it. Dedicated my life, I took an oath with it. For the blood of my brothers, we don't do no switching. I run with who I run with, ain't no clicking. Try me, do you done with no decision. Lead a scene like a Mack truck with 4 collisions. Polls everywhere, but they ain't gon' vote dissing. Coming at you live and direct, I don't do no dissing.